Well, as the floodwaters begin to recede, some residents are already beginning the clean-up. Christy Lloyd is live for us near Windsor. Christy, what's the situation where you are?
Well, thankfully, the rainfall has eased. We've even had some pockets of blue sky here this morning. The floodwaters, as you mentioned, have started to recede, although they are doing so very, very slowly. We've seen a number of residents out this morning, in particular where we are here at McGraths Hill. They've been out hosing down their homes and their front yards and clearing out the rubbish and debris that has washed up into their front yards. Although the floodwaters are starting to recede, a number of residents still remain cut off. There's one property just behind me where I am at the moment, which is still cut off by those floodwaters. We've even had some building materials just nearby here which have smashed through the fence. The force of the floodwaters bringing down a fence as a result of those building materials moving through. The property just across the road from where I am at the moment was completely inundated. The residents here had to evacuate with the help of nearby neighbours, and you can just see where the flood levels rose to along that wall just halfway up the house, where you can still see that wet mark, that property completely inundated by floodwaters. And we have been speaking to some residents here this morning. One resident, Tamara, who lives on this street, has started the clean-up effort, but she said she feels quite alone in this process.
About 4 a.m. I woke up and I was like, what's that noise? And we had no sandbags. No one came around offering sandbags. I'm on my own with my daughter, so I can't lift sandbags on my own. No one offered sandbags this time. No one came around looking to help. So we got no help. My neighbours across the road, they lost everything again. There was no offer of help this time.
Residents in this street have been saying that it's like nothing they've seen before. It certainly doesn't compare to the last couple of floods that they've had. Some properties made it through the last couple of floods without being inundated, but this time it was a completely different scenario with those water levels rising much higher. Now, as the clean-up effort gets underway, some residents across the Hawkesbury Nepean Valley are being asked to conserve water, particularly around the Penrith and Emu Plains region. Sydney Water issued a statement yesterday saying that due to the heavy rain and the floods over the past week, high volumes of leaves, dirt and other debris have been swept into the dams. Our filtration systems are working harder than usual to filter and clean water to make it safe for drinking, and it's more difficult to meet the usual demand. Sydney Water is stressing, though, that the drinking water is safe at the moment. It's just a matter of them not being able to keep up with the demand at the moment, as it is taking a lot longer to filter that water through. Now, residents here are just beginning what is going to be a very long and lengthy clean-up process that they're facing yet again, and no doubt there's a lot of work to be done in the weeks and months to come.